Hello, welcome to the 199 Unlisted podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you about some bullcrap. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm using Mia Gunn's deleted videos as a background because I just think it's funny. Anyway, I wanted to talk about. I'm really cold, that's why I'm dressed like this. But anyway, I wanted to talk about how the arrest of Nicolas Maduro is going to affect the fentanyl prices here. Because I know that's very important to a lot of people because a lot of us do fentanyl and other drugs. So I figure everyone else is talking about either how impressive it is that Trump's administration took 3 hours to capture him compared to other presidents, taking like 3 years to capture Saddam Hussein, or just all the money and deaths it took to get Osama bin Laden, all the other um, just I guess the easiest word is other presidents sucked when they were trying to like capture someone. Trump did it in like 3 hours, and then you have people complaining that America shouldn't arrest a dictator who's bringing in drugs to our country. So you have a lot of people, well, mostly Democrats, defending Nicolas Maduro. What's the Democrats is so weird. Like anything Trump does, they choose the opposite, and it makes them look really bad. Which is why they probably have lost a lot of people. But either way, I don't care. I'm an anarchist. I live my life the way I want to live. But seriously, if you're a regular listener to me, it means you're a drug addict and an alcoholic. So how is how is the decrease or even full stop of fentanyl flow from Venezuela going to affect us? Well, short term, it is going to make fentanyl prices spike up. Uh, Throughout this country, you can get fentanyl. Like I'm just going to talk about pills from as low as 50 cents a pill to $5 a pill. Now that's the average is 50 cents to $5, but in some states it's lower. So like states that are closer to the Gulf of America, the price is usually lower. Okay, like because it's near a body of water. So if you're near the Pacific Ocean or the Gulf of America, your flow of fentanyl is going to be easier. And then plus you have like California, Arizona. Okay, they have the fentanyl flow from Mexico too, and Mexico floods America with drugs, but it's really on the states that border those areas. And then the most expensive states, the fentanyl can cost up to like $10 to $20 a pill. So it really varies. But if you want to just average across the country, it's this 50 cent through $5 window. And then in the parts where it's hard to find, it's a $10 to $20 window. Okay? So the prices are going to spike up a lot now. And so I'm just going to talk about kind of like in my area. So if you wanted to get, um, drugs, you would probably go to Venice Beach. I'm not saying I've done that, but let's just say. And so a lot of the good places are like pop up booths, or if you see someone in a van in the parking lot selling stuff out of his van, but it's in the guise of a pop up booth. That's your main area to get drug paraphernalia and the drugs actually. So let's just say not me, but let's just say a friend of mine went to Venice Beach and went to a pop up booth and they were selling it for a dollar. Excuse me, $1 a pill. Okay, and I'm not an expert, but let's just pretend I am. That's gonna probably go up to $3 a pill. So you're gonna probably be spending between $3 and $5 a pill now, and before you were spending 50 to $1 a pill. Not that I was doing that. Okay, so basically, it's gone up. I guess you would say it's gone up 200%. But see, a dollar a pill for fentanyl is pretty good. Um, and then what's going to happen? I'm going to say because the Venezuela pipeline has closed down, what you're going to have is an increase in Mexican cartel, because when they produce fentanyl, uh, they do so much, like they can do it for as cheap as 13 cents a pill in Mexico. And so we're going to get an increase in Mexican fentanyl. But then what's going to happen is, because the Venezuela stuff got closed down, uh, America is going to focus on drug traffic from Mexico. So what's going to happen is we're going to get an influx at first. So the price is going to be, let's just say, $5 a pill for the next couple months. It's going to be $5 a pill. Okay, I'm going to say like 2 months. It's going to be like $5 a pill, and then there's going to be a sharp decrease. Okay, because we're going to get a just a super flow from Mexico. And see, the thing is, once you take away one avenue of drugs, it creates a void. And so another one's just gonna open. So, like, this war on drugs doesn't work. People who do drugs are gonna do drugs. And that's just how it is. And see, the way I think of it is, I think of it as natural selection. Okay, these people who were hooked on, insert the name of any drug. Okay, do you want these people in society anyway? Do you want these people to mate? Do you want these people to breed? Do you want these people to have children? Do you want these people to have kids and raise them? Do you want these people to be a part of society? Do you want these people, like, just do you want these people in society? No, you don't. And so fentanyl has killed hundreds of thousands of Americans just the last year alone. Okay, so if you think about it, that's natural selection, because they have been erased from our gene pool. So that's the way I think of it. So I think we should just make it legal and get rid of all the idiots who would want to do it, or the idiots that don't know how to do it, or whatever. Just let the professionals like me do fentanyl. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. Okay, so anyway, and then after that next couple of months where the price drops, the price is going to shoot up again, because then we're going to know where all the underground routes and just the different ways, like the airdrops, just all the different ways the Mexicans are shipping in the fentanyl. We're going to finally catch up to them, and then that'll really clamp down on the fentanyl. So we've closed off the Venezuela, and then it's going to be like 2 months price hike. Then it's going to be, I want to say, and once again, I'm not an expert. Yes, I am. And then I was going to say is it'll be about like 4 months of just like low, low, low price. It's going to probably drop back down to 50 cents a pill, because the market's going to be so flooded. Okay, and then we're going to clamp down on them, and then it's going to like burst the bubble. Prices are going to go through the roof, because we're not going to be able to get fentanyl anymore. And then that's when Mexico is going to start cutting up fentanyl and putting fentanyl in everything else they bring to us. And so you're going to get, well, I mean, even now you can't do cocaine you buy over here, because it's cut with so much crap from Mexico. So it's gonna be even worse, because it's so bad you can't even do cocaine anymore. But think about it, it's gonna be even worse now, because so in 6 months you can't get cocaine from anyone. Like you can't trust anyone now because everything's going to be cut with fentanyl because they're not even going to bother shipping it. They're going to they're going to ship it with their cocaine, but they're not going to ship it separately. They're just going to put it in the cocaine. Okay, so it's basically, I guess the smart thing would just be to switch to a different drug. If you're a fentanyl person, I would switch to a different drug, or just switch to cocaine because the cocaine is going to be fentanyl basically, or it's going to be cut with it so much. And then instead of doing cocaine, just switch to crack. So just buy that cocaine that's really mostly fentanyl and just make crack out of it, and that'll probably be better. So I'm predicting in 8 months there's going to be a crack boom in America. It makes sense. So let's go over it again. For the next 3 months, we are going to have a spike in the price of fentanyl. I'm talking the next 3 months, starting today for next 3 months. Then we're gonna have a 4 month period of the prices dropping lower than what the prices were before Moderna got captured. Okay, the prices are gonna be lower for say 4 months. Then when they clamp down again, the prices are just gonna shoot up so high. The only people who are going to be buying fentanyl are apparently just the homeless people because apparently the homeless people can afford anything if it's drugs. If drugs cost $1 million a gram, a homeless person can get it still. But anyway, the prices are going to shoot up so high, it's going to just be pointless. But what's going to happen is all that product in Mexico is going to be put into all the other drugs they ship. Okay? And so that's going to, then those fentanyl people are going to go to probably cocaine or heroin because that's where the fentanyl is going to go, or counterfeit Molly or e-pills. I'm just saying everything that's an upper is now going to be cut with a downer. So you're going to see, and I kind of classify them all the same, like, cocaine, speed, um, Molly, and E. Okay, cocaine, speed, Molly, and E. Those four are going to be trash. They're going to all be mixed with fentanyl. It's not going to matter. And then, like, if you're doing heroin but it's really cut with fentanyl, doesn't matter. It's the same thing. You're going to probably die. So that's the basically the drug forecast. And it's not, well, you basically have a I guess a good 4 months. And then after that 4 months is over, well, you probably won't be around. And here's the thing. It's the smart choice, the easiest choice. Just drink alcohol and weed. Alcohol and weed is legal. Just do that. And it'll save you so much time. It's like, what's the point of, well, and think about it. You want to be able to function, okay? Because I'm talking about like I'm talking about the natural selection people are gonna die off. Okay, there's gonna be so many overdoses in the next like 6 months because of what's happened. Okay, but that's good. We want to get rid of those people. Okay, I'm talking about just like the regular people, like the regular people with common sense. Okay, I'm talking to you, the common sense person. Right now, switch to alcohol and switch to pot. Do that right now. Okay? I switched to alcohol um a couple of months ago. I switched. And I even switched from marijuana, okay? Because before we were, my sense of time is really off. But anyway, I just went with the cheapest alternative. Okay, so weed was a very cheap alternative, but I was like, alcohol is an even cheaper alternative because alcohol you can like okay let's talk about the high. You can get shit face blasted. Okay, you can get high for 2 days with alcohol and only spend $20. I think that's a deal because I've tried it. Spending $20 on alcohol, you can be high for 2 days and like a good high. And I think that's what we need to do. Like I think the people with common sense need to stop messing with every single narcotic right now because every single narcotic right now is going to be degraded. And I know I gave that 3 month window, 4 month window, but the only problem is it's still bad now. It's just going to get worse. So right now, you're still rolling the dice, but the percentages are more on your side. But after that seventh month window, well, it's like playing Russian roulette, and there's 5 bullets in the chamber. Okay, so yeah, you have 7 months to do narcotics right now, but but like you don't want to go hardcore for 7 months and then have to switch because you're gonna probably be addicted. You need to start. You need to stop now and switch to alcohol and weed. Okay, and I'm talking like when I say switch to weed, I'm talking about switch to weed that you buy from a pot shop because you don't want to get anything off the street anymore. Okay, especially after 7 months. But start now because you don't want to have to just go cold turkey. Okay. Anyway, that's my public service announcement and my economic forecast for drugs. I've said enough. You guys have a good one. Peace.